Hey, what's up? What's up? You're hanging with the Ninernut on this Tuesday, freezing evening in New York on the East Coast. It's getting colder and colder. I think it's down to somewhere at 38, which really sucks. For those of you who are living on the West Coast or somewhere warmer, I envy you 1,000,000% because let's switch places. But let's talk about Sunday's ass whipping of the Tom Brady Buccaneers, 35-7, if you will. What was better than watching San Francisco absolutely dominate this Buccaneer team on Sunday? There was nothing better than that because it was one I think that was kind of important in a sense for the rest of the league to see because of course it had to do with Tom Brady and it had to do with kind of trying to stick a spear in the Buccaneers season, which I think is pretty much what happened. Although, what's up, man? What's up, everybody on the live feed? I appreciate you guys joining in. It was really important because I think sometimes in sports, the rest of the league needs to see you kick the shit out of someone that's been around doing it for so long, like a Tom Brady, and then they start to take you serious. Although I want to know what the Dallas Cowboys' excuse is because all these experts are sucking their dick left and right, and unless they're watching the game through different goggles than we are. The Dallas Cowboys are the exact same team they were last year, except for the fact that, uh, you know, Pollard has become more of the featured running back, and evenly so because he's a better receiver out of the backfield. He also explodes better than Ezekiel Elliott. Other than that, I don't really know why else they're so convinced that this Cowboy team is so much better. I mean, it's the same team we saw last year. Okay. And as look, I don't hate Dak Prescott, but Dak is the same exact quarterback he was last year. He's a good quarterback, okay? Not a clutch quarterback. He throws picks. Okay, a couple of the experts broke it down wonderfully Sunday. I believe it was Terry Bradshaw and the great Jimmy Johnson saying that they don't know what type of team this is because against very good teams, they come out to play, and against shitty teams, they don't come out to play. Well, I hate to tell you this, but I'm also noticing that it's not so consistent as we think because it was Terry Bradshaw who even said, I'd like to see Dak Prescott not throw picks. So it's the same Dallas team. Look at them player for player. Dak Prescott, Zeke Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz is a very good tight end. DeMarcus Lawrence, Diggs, Mika Parsons, what's his name? Leighton Vander Esch. So on and on we go. It's the same exact team. Okay, they haven't changed one thing. Uh, yeah, Grizzo, what's up, man? We looking great, brother. This injury bug has been hanging on to us for a few seasons. Yeah, but you know what? Look, I'm going to get into that in a little bit with the injury bug. But I really appreciate you bringing it up because it makes me have a reference to talk about something. But again, all these experts are blowing the Cowboys, and I don't know why. I mean, again, we own them. They're the Cowgirls. We play them. They don't want to play us. We're going to shit on them like we did last season. Whether it's Brock Purdy or Jimmy Garoppolo, it does not matter, okay? The Minnesota Vikings are, I don't even, look, the Minnesota Vikings are an absolute joke. I give them some credit because I'll tell you what, Kevin O'Connell's done a really good job there. He's a very good offensive coordinator. Has done a phenomenal job as a first-year coach. But let's call it like it is. Kirk Cousins is a mediocre quarterback, okay? He's Matt Ryan to an extent because he's not a clutch quarterback. Last week he threw for 44,000 yards, and you never know what you're getting out of him, and you never know what you're getting out of them. As good as Justin Jefferson is, as solid as Adam Thielen is, as good of a move as it was to get T.J. Hawkinson, as great as Dalvin Cook is, their defense is suspect. The great Steve Young had just mentioned it on the radio. They're saying that their defense is terrible. I've seen them here on the East Coast play the New York Jets. The Jets were in the game the entire time. Mike White put up almost 500 yards in the air against that defense. And we also saw their defense almost choke it up on Thanksgiving. So they ain't scaring no one, okay? They don't scare anyone. Those two teams don't scare anyone. Obviously, Seattle is not that scary, although I will give Pete Carroll credit in always being a very good coach and having that team play good. But they are not going to beat us this Thursday. They are not going to be a threat to us whatsoever. We own them. We have them in our back pocket. The other team that everyone keeps talking about, and I can understand the Philadelphia Eagles. I know they're I've only lost one game, but let me say it to you this way: look at the Philadelphia Eagles, and then go back and look at the Baltimore. I almost said Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and tell me that you don't see the exact same type of offense or the exact same type of thing going on. Okay, it's Jalen Hurts taking the snap and then maybe dumping to Miles Sanders, or then dumping to Gainwell, or then dumping to Boston Scott, or he comes off the run in a play action form, will hit Smith or will hit AJ Brown. Okay, so it's the same thing as the Baltimore Ravens, the way it reminds me of. Now, here's the problem with that. Eventually, defenses are going to pick up on that, just like they did with Colin Kaepernick and the San Francisco 49ers team back when Jim Harbaugh was the head coach. Defenses are not stupid. And in fact, defenses pick up on things so much easier these days because they've seen it all. Okay. Hence be why the Baltimore Ravens are just a mediocre team and have never won jack shit. And I got to say this, and I'm not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts, who has had an outstanding season. I am not sold on him as a quarterback. As an athlete, yes, he's a great athlete. As a quarterback, sitting in the back pocket, able to distribute the ball when there's a key defense in your ass, okay? So when that happens, I'll be convinced. But until that time, I don't fear any of these teams whatsoever in the NFC. So I don't know who these so-called experts are that make these rankings, but they need to get their shit straight, especially ESPN. It's America's team. Niners. America's team. My balls, bro. Out of here. Philly's got more to prove. They do have more to prove. That's a good point. I think Shanahan's a much better head coach. I think that the thing we have that they don't have is the camaraderie of players that have been together for a longer amount of time in a system that they know more of. That team was basically all assembled last season. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the very talented Miles Sanders, but again, he's benefiting off of the play action and running ability of Jalen Hurts because it takes the spotlight off of him. And now, you've got this threat in Jalen Hurts who can distribute the ball off of play action, which also makes it harder for defensive backfield players. And he can run too with the ball. So it just makes it all the more better. And they have a very good offensive line there. And the Eagle defense is playing really good. But look, they're not playing in the same depth as the 49ers. There's no team in this league. The only other team that I could see being somewhat of a threat to us is the same team that beat us, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'll tell you why. Because the Kansas City Chiefs are basically the same team, despite Tyreek Hill, that have been around since their Super Bowl. Yes, they've added more pieces to the puzzle, of course, but they still have the nice combination of Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. Their defense is playing really well. So they're the only team that I can see as being a legit threat. They're the only team I could see in the rankings that I could see them being one up than us. But nobody else, especially nobody else in the NFC. Okay? I might take Fields over Hurts. It's a bit stretching it. Just for me, because I need to see another season out of both of them. And again, I think that when you surround a guy with the talent in which you did Jalen Hurts, it's pretty hard to suck. Which is funny because in Baltimore, they haven't been able to really put that much talent around their quarterback. I mean, they lost Hollywood Brown. Rashad Bateman went down. We don't really know what he is. The only other threat they really have is Mark Andrews through the air. Maybe DeMarcus Robinson. But in the years since that have happened, they've never been able to surround that guy with a lot of talent. Okay, so I don't know. I would take Brock over both, 100%. I would take Purdy over both. In Brock, we trust. In Purdy, we trust. The make of Mayville-led lambs are dangerous. Yeah, right. Oh my God! If I see one more person put up a post about that, it was like, give me a fucking break. I hate to tell you this, I couldn't even watch that game. I'd rather watch mannequins roller skate backwards. I'm not watching that shit. I'm not watching one horribly talented team against one other horribly talented team. I'm sorry, one horribly coached team. Josh McDaniels is no head coach. Josh McDaniels, Judge, and what's his name there? Matt Patricia. As head coaches, no good, man. I'm sorry. Matt Patricia really ain't cutting as an offensive coordinator if you saw last night before. Mac Jones don't like Matt Patricia too much right now, so I don't know about that. Bill Belichick got to be kind of wishing he never took them back on. But that being said, these NFC teams don't worry me whatsoever, man. Okay, there's nobody in the NFC that can stop us. We're gonna roll on through everybody. But getting back to Sunday's game, look, coming into this game, everybody was focused on the Tom Brady because let's face it, Tom Brady definitely will go down as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I'm gonna be that guy and say he's not the greatest of all time. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who agree too, not just because I'm a 49er nut, but I just don't. I'm sorry. He's definitely one of the greats for sure. But the real GOAT is number 16. Okay? That's the real GOAT. Joe Montana will always be the real GOAT. And it's not Tom Brady's fault 100%, although I kind of blame the no tuck rule bullshit on him. I will say that it's kind of out of his hands because of in the game in which he played during a time when you could absolutely annihilate quarterbacks and there wasn't all this touchy-feely bullshit. So the question is, when everyone ever brings that up about Tom Brady, I say, well, here's the problem. Shoulda, woulda, coulda Brady have played in that time? I don't know. When he had Lawrence Taylor, Clyde Simmons, Reggie White, you named a defensive player breathing down their neck, Joe Klecko, Mark Gastineau, all these great defensive players who could take your friggin' head off with all these great defenses, whether it was in, Philadelphia under Buddy Ryan or it was in Buffalo with the great Marv Levy when they had Bruce the Animal Smith, Shane Conlon, that wonderful defense, or against the Dallas Cowboys back in the heyday when they had a phenomenal defense, Jim Jeffcoat, I mean, all those studs, Ken Norton Jr., guys after players. They had all these amazing players that these defenses. So my question is, could Brady have survived that? I don't know. We'll never know. But that's neither here nor there. And the game has changed so much that, let's face it, if Montana were playing today, let's refocus that question the other way. Montana would have been lighting it up left and right, throwing for 5,000 to 6,000 yards a season, picking people apart, and he would have played longer, and he wouldn't have missed as many games because he was able, the way hits are today is so much different. So I don't even have this conversation with people anymore. Vinatieri did save Tom so many times. You're 100% right. That's another aspect. Also, too, to be fair to Tom Brady, just being objective, Brady is probably in one of the best offensive systems that utilizes its players correctly, much like cars on an assembly line. You plug in, you plug out, you plug in, you plug out, that you could probably do that with a lot of guys, and they surrounded him with a lot of good talent. Now, of course, let's go back to Sunday's game. Obviously, this Buccaneer team is depleted. I mean, they're nowhere near the same. Nobody really wants to deal with them anymore. Todd Bowles is not a head coach, never been a head coach. Todd Bowles, very good defensive coordinator, not a head coach. Don't know why Byron Leftwich didn't get that job, but it doesn't really matter. So coming into this game, I don't think any of us expected anything else than what we saw, though we didn't know it was going to be so catastrophic for the Buccaneers. They couldn't run the ball worth the shit against us. Godwin wasn't really much of a threat. The great Julio Jones, kind of in the down part of his career, didn't do much. Mike Evans, that penalty got called back, thank God. No more Gronk. Okay, their offensive line was in ruins. We may have not have got a sack on paper, but we hit Brady all over the place. In fact, you saw my post up at one time. I was begging Coach Bowles to take number 12 out. You're going to get him killed. Put in Blaine Gabbert, please, ex-49er, because I feared Tom Brady was going to get his head taken off pretty much either by Nick Bosa or Dre Greenlaw. But that being said, look, what else can we say about this kid, Brock Purdy, man? I mean, this Purdy. This kid is the real deal. Steve Young said it. A lot of the experts who know their shit have said it. The haters, naysayers, nonsensical idiots who called him Mr. Irrelevant and kind of just wished him off don't know what the fuck they're saying. Chris Sims don't know shit. If you watched him on Sunday night talking about how the Dolphins, no one's really been able to stop their offense. Really, Dick? What do you like, the last hair on your father's ass? Did you not watch the game last week where we spanked the Dolphins? Did you not watch the game last week where Tua Tagliova was not in sync one bit? Yo, dude, seriously, what are you drinking? I can't stand that shit, man. Be objective, and you played the game, dude. You're like, you got a great pedigree. You come from a great pedigree. Your father was, in my opinion, despite injuries, your father was a Hall of Famer, a Super Bowl winner. Phil Simms was a damn good underrated quarterback. What happened with you, dude? I know the injury. I saw that. That was catastrophic. I'm sorry it happened. But, dude, making decisions are not your thing. Seriously, go back to the palm reader and get your money back. Um, yeah, he hit him with a choke slam is right. But yeah, so again, Purdy absolutely lit it up left and right. I mean, the scrambling for the touchdown was my favorite part of the game. We got the Deebo touchdown run in there. Brandonaiyuk comes up big once again. Everybody on that team just is playing otherworldly. It's so scary. A lot of the guys nobody talks about in terms of experts because they're not watching the same game we are. Is the value in guys like Mitch Wishnowsky, Robbie Gould. I've said this before, and Ray McLeod. Look at Ray McLeod. Look at my bad. Look at Ray's stats in kick and punt returning. How valuable he is. Look how valuable Mitch Wishnowsky is at pinning defenses back within there in the 20s. Look at Robbie Gould, who never misses, man. I mean, these are key pieces. Another part no one's ever talking about, hence be my post, the gold diggers, the offensive line for the 49ers, by far playing the best football I've seen an offensive line play in various years, better than the offensive line they had 3 years ago in the Super Bowl. Okay? They're not giving up anything, and they're run blocking their asses off, whether it's from Deebo Samuel, Kyle Juszczyk, Jordan Mason, whom I love, or Chris McCaffrey, who has become the absolute, well, he always was the juggernaut, but when we win the Super Bowl this year, we're going to say that was the secret, that was the move that did it, because he's so valuable. He's on his way to 1,000 yards rushing. He's so valuable as a wide receiver. You don't get players like him that come along all the time. So I don't know what else to say, man. He is one of the best punters in the game by far. I don't know. People overlook him. I just don't get it. There's a reason why they're paying him because he's that good. He's that valuable. He doesn't have to have those killer 4,000, yards a year. Look at the way he pins offenses back and helps the defense out. Defenses piggyback right up off that. Okay, so again, everything is working. I loved what I saw out of Jordan Mason Sunday. I think that kid is an absolute stud. He's got really good moves. He explodes out of the backfield. He's lanky. Kind of reminds me a little bit of McKinnon, although with a little more pop to him, something with a little more spring to him. I think if he gets into the open field, you're not catching him at all. So once again, the 49ers always have a way of finding great running backs. And I said that on my post. Someone had actually mentioned other running backs that I left out, because I didn't want to sit there and just name all these guys. But, you were right. Garrison Hurst, Charlie Garner, Matt Breida. I don't know if you guys remember Derek Lowville. He was pretty solid for a season or two. I had Amp Lee, who I loved. I mean, the names go on and on and on. I mean, Kendall Hunter was pretty solid for a little bit of time. Anthony Dixon. So they always utilize good running backs out of the backfield. It's amazing. And again, it shouldn't be. It's understandable because it's Kyle Shanahan. Look who his father was. And again, I always say this, but go back to what Mike Shanahan, when the heyday in Denver under John Elway, under Rod Smith, under Ed McCaffrey. They had a great trio of running backs. It was Terrell Davis when he went down. It was Mike Anderson. When he went down, it was Alundis Gary. I mean, they were always great at running the ball. That's what they specialized in, man. So he's an extension of the defense so much. Yes, he is. You're dead on with that one. I agree with you. Discourages the offense. Yeah, it does, because you got to work 10 times as hard against a defense who's going to whip your fucking ass, man. Defense is playing by far the best I've ever seen a defense play. Again, better than the defense we had 3 years ago. And I think a lot of it has to do with D'Amico Ryans, but also a lot of it has to do with the depth of the players that are getting plugged in when they take over on injury. I mean, Sunday, we lost, unfortunately, Kevin Givens. There was no Hassan Ridgeway. We've seen all these guys step in and do damage left and right. And one guy who still doesn't get the respect that he deserves is Jimmy Ward. How fucking good is Jimmy Ward? When are we going to fucking own up and say, Jimmy Ward, pay him, keep him here? He's one of those guys you keep here. He doesn't have to have 5 interceptions a year. He doesn't have to do all that shit. He's the general back there that makes that defense so much better. And again, my hat off to that defensive backfield. Lenore, Shavarius Ward, the great Talanoa Hufanega. I mean, they're killing it. We have the 3 best trio of linebackers in football. No one's fucking with them. In fact, Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner should both be all pros by far. Okay, they are mega studs. I don't even know. It scares me sometimes when I see Greenlaw see Dre Greenlaw doing damage. It's like I can't get over this kid. This kid is like otherworldly. Where do I put this linebacker core in comparison to Bowman, Willis, and Brooks? That's a really good comparison, really good question. I mean, in my opinion, one of my favorite 49ers of all time is Patrick Willis. There'll never be another Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis was a mix of Ray Lewis, a mix of Dick Butkus, and he moved very smoothly. But his impact to hit people was fucking unreal, and he was just a great defensive cap. And Bowman was definitely a great linebacker. I mean, the two of them together, Bowman and Willis, when they used to compare them to Batman and Robin, was a tremendous fucking duo. And Brooks benefited from them because Brooks was a specialist at getting to the quarterback. Comparison-wise, I will say this. I think that those three quarterbacks, primarily having Brooks a little more, were probably a little more successful at getting after the quarterback and sacking him because Warner, Greenlaw, and Al-Shashir don't generate as many sacks as we, obviously, because look at the defensive linemen in front of them. So I will say that. But I think that this trio of linebackers is really good at taking away wide receivers and tight ends. And I will say that another thing that they can do is they can go back and forth by pressuring with the blitz or sitting back. And a lot of that has to do with the defense they're in, a defensive coordinator, and a defensive line that they have. I will say that much. But that was a great question because those were two great linebacking corps for sure. But going back to Sunday, I mean, this was a wash in the second quarter. This kid Purdy, man, he's playing like he's been in the league for 10 years. And again, it's very rare that you see that because when you see a rookie, like last year, when you watch rookies, again, I'm on the East Coast, so I got to see Zach Wilson a lot. Zach Wilson played like a rookie. Trevor Lawrence played like a rookie. Justin Fields looked like a rookie in his limited time. So sometimes in life, you get these guys who look exactly like they are. They're green. They're not used to the game. But sometimes you get guys that come in and are just boom, boom, boom. They've got it down. Maybe it's because they have great pedigrees in front of them in terms of Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe it's because they have a great head coach in front of them who understands the quarterback. Maybe it's because they have great talent around them that has played together for a couple of years. All these things, yes. Purdy does not look like a regular rookie. He didn't look like one last week. I'm not comparing him to Peyton Manning, but I will use Peyton Manning as an example by saying a guy who came into the league already looking like he had been in this league forever. And it's very rare that we see that, but that's exactly what he looked like. Phillip Rivers, the same thing. A lot of guys who stepped in there and just did that. This kid is the real deal, I think. I mean, the scramble sold me right there. I'm like, wow, that was huge. The throw off the back foot to Brandonaiyuk, him going up top, showing these haters, well, he really can't throw the ball that much. He really won't. He'll check down and be a game manager. Sucking ass, because that wasn't game management what I saw Sunday. That was all out fucking assassin type shit. That was Deadpool type shit. That was taking the head off a motherfucker and saying, what else you got? Again, these experts, I think they love to fucking hate us, dude. And it pisses me to fuck off because every week I'm like, oh, now they'll see. No, but they're riding this cowboy bullshit. I don't get it. You know what? What's his name? Who's that jerk off they got on ESPN? The guy who fucking preaches all day. I forgot his name. I usually fucking shit on him because I can't stand him and his annoying voice. Fuck. Somebody will name it for me. You know who he is, man. He sucks as an MMA commentator. He don't know shit about it. Whatever. I totally fucking forgot. But who loves the Cowboys or whatever. He's always talking shit. He was down on Jimmy Garoppolo. He's one of the guys I want to stick it right up his ass all the time because I want to see what his excuse for this is too. And you know what's funny? How come I never get to see a Brock Purdy that story at the top of the hour? Instead, I got to see all this bullshit. Like today, I put on a great show, that one with Charlie Weiss on the NFL channel. I forgot the other gentleman who does it with him. It's a podcast. They're both excellent. But they're talking about the Cowboys I'm like, fuck the Cowboys, bro. Are you talking about Brock Purdy? It's the best story in football right now, bar none. Who else are you going to talk about? A fucking Mr. Irrelevant last draft pick come off and just he spanked Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. He didn't just spank it. He left it in there for a little bit. Fucking come on, man. That's the top story of the hour. For a guy, what did George Kittle say? He got 3 reps in practice, maybe? I mean, what are we talking about? I can't even believe that should be the story everywhere. Blowing this guy out of the water. But whatever, man. They want to fucking they want to get on the cowboy thing, or they want to fucking talk about I don't know, some other team. Always the Chiefs. I get it with that. Or the Bills. The Bills aren't even that good anymore. Listen, they had their shot. They're starting to come back down to earth. Josh Allen's turning the ball over. They can't run the ball worth the shit. Losing fucking Von Miller killed them. So I don't want to hear that shit, man. It's like, that ain't the same team anymore. Get on the fact that this 49er team is for real, and get on the fact that this Brock Purdy kid is the real deal. Okay, which brings me to my next issue. Next season, what's it going to be like after we win the big one this year with either Brock Purdy or Jimmy Garoppolo, and we still got Trey Lance on the roster? Now, again, on my post today, you saw it's a great situation to be in because you got three quarterbacks. Having three solutions to a problem is great, but guess what? You didn't need to give up 2 first-round draft picks in order to get a guy that you already had somebody in the roster that was better. Plus, you got Brock Purdy then eventually, but it was already after the fact. So I'm wondering what it's going to be like next year. Someone had made a good point on here. Trade one of these guys. I agree with you. Trade him away for something and get a first-round draft pick back if you can get that back, which I doubt because no one's going to give you a first-round draft pick for Trey Lance. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Bosa is not I agree with you. Bosa is Defensive Player of the Year by far. Not even close. Not even close. No one even close to him right now. But he's possessed. I say it every Sunday on my father. He's possessed. Just the way he's exploring the build, his lineup, the way he caves in offensive lines. I mean, you feel him on every fucking play, dude. The way the offensive line sinks to his side is amazing, man. I don't want to see Jimmy G leave at all, dude. Jimmy G deserves to stay here. He deserves a long-term contract. I don't care, man. Especially this season with his back against the wall. They tried to get rid of him. He had the injury. Guy did a lot of good for us, man. He did a lot of good for us. So, I want to keep him. But I know, you're right. I could understand it a lot. But you know what? Too bad for them. They had their shot to get him. Giants had their shot to get him. Jets had their shot to get him. New Orleans had their shot to get him. Texans had their chance to get him and back up Davis Mills. Well, fuck them. Now I keep him. Stockpile all these quarterbacks. I hate to say it. I would trade Trey Lance. Not that I hate to say it. I don't. It's nothing against Trey Lance, but this is a business, pal. And no offense, the way we got you was too much. Send you away for another. Even if we get a second round, I'd have 2 second-round draft picks, a second and a third if we can't get a first. Okay, but it's a good problem to have. They want him next year. Jimmy has done nothing to lose his position. Exactly. 100% agree. 100% agree. But listen, man, this kid Purdy, again, there's something about him, the way he's picking up the defenses, the way he's distributing the ball, the long ball he was able to throw, the gutsy runs he's able to make, the way he takes possession of that offense, just the way he moves in the backfield. Watch his footwork. He doesn't look like a rookie. Watch Zach Wilson. Watch him. Zach Wilson pitter-patters, goes left, goes right sometimes, can't stay in the pocket and bang, 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 count off those receivers. He's got the happy feet. He does the things that rookies do. He hears the footsteps. Purdy doesn't fucking move. It's amazing. I mean, what? Again, I'm only using this as an analogy, but the way he was moving, the fluid movement that he was using Sunday reminded me of Drew Brees in the backfield. The way Drew Brees just kind of locked in on his receivers and just distributed. But everything else, I was like, wow, this kid's got some tools. He's throwing the ball long. He's running the ball. This is ridiculous. I mean, was he like the best kept secret in football all season long? I mean, unreal, man. So, I don't know what other good things to say about him. I mean, there's so much you could say about him. It's disgusting. But just looking at some stats, I'm bringing up some stats right now, as I usually like to do. I always like the numbers, man. Not that I do the whole Moneyball thing, but I like to compare things. I like to be objective because, let's face it, stats play a part. The numbers play a part. And, I think that especially for a guy like Brock Purdy, who's playing the way he played, they definitely have their place. And just looking at the stats from Sunday, Purdy, 16 to 21 for, 185, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, scrambled for a touchdown, Christian McCaffrey had 119 yards on 14 carries, had that nice fucking gallop at the end, man. He's scary. Yes, sees the field. I agree with you. I agree with you. That's a good point. He does see so far, he sees the field better than all, much better than Trey Lance as expected. Jordan Mason, again, another great kept secret. I love this kid. I can't see a thing. I just got to move my phone 1 second. This way. He had, let's see, 11 carries, 56 yards. Deebo had the gallop, 4 carries, 21 yards. Okay, receiving. Brandonaiyuk playing the best football he's ever played of his career. 2 catches, 57 yards, but he had that deep catch in the back of the end zone. Deebo had 4 catches, 43 yards. McCaffrey, 2 catches, 34. GK, 4 catches, 28. Let me tell you something about GK. I was telling my pops about this before. Don't go by the stats with GK. He's the most valuable piece of manpower in football, and I'll tell you why. It's what you will already know. Okay? He blocks, he catches, he runs routes, he can run the ball. He's a leader. Travis Kelce, God bless him, is more like a wide receiver, split out. As a receiver, if that's what you really want to consider a tight end, which is not his fault, that's his position, but a tight end, in all things that it covers, exactly what George Kittle does. And he doesn't care about the stats. He wants to wear a ring. That's a guy. Give me 11 of him on both sides. We win left and right. Okay. And the way he got hit in the first play, got up, got the penalty, does take balls. Yeah, that was a shot. He took a shot. We need to pound Mason down the Seahawks. Oh, that kid's going to be, you watch. That kid's going to be a fucking mega stud, man. Again, another area that we're going to be really filled with. They're going to be running backs next year, okay? Because Mitchell will be back. You got McCaffrey. You'll have Jordan Mason, maybe Coleman. We'll see what this Davis Price does. Who knows, right? It's always a good thing to have. Good problem to have. Where were we? Danny Gray got his first catch, so hopefully he'll come into the mix now that Deebo Samuel's down. I'm sure we'll see more of Juwan Jennings. On that note, I will say, as much as I hate seeing Deebo go down, I want to see him come back real quick. But I really feel good about the pedigree of wide receivers we have that are going to step in because, again, McCaffrey, Kittle, Jennings, McLeod, Brandonaiyuk, Danny Gray, and here's a player no one's talking about, okay, who's blocking is so valuable. Tyler fucking Kroft. Every week, he's doing the shit that nobody else wants to do. He's sealing those blocks, and when you need him to make a catch, he comes up with a big catch. With Deebo out, we need to sneak. Yeah, I agree with you. Got to start to see what this kid's got. Now's a perfect time to add that other deep threat. Purdy can hot on that deep to Gray. Yeah, why not? I'd like to see him hit Gray and hit Ray. Ray's dangerous out of that backfield. He did it in Pittsburgh. We're seeing Jusek getting utilized, of course, more out of the receiving backfield. And let's go over to the defense. Look at this. Dre Greenlaw, 15 total tackles, 10 solo, 1 pass defended. Jimmy Ward, 8 total tackles, 1 pass defended, 1 quarterback hit. Shavarius Ward, 8 total tackles. Fred Warner, 8 total tackles. Fred Warner's not human. He's not human. Guarantee if you go to check that guy for a heartbeat, he's part predator. I'm telling you, dude. He's got the tentacles. That's a mask. He's got the thing. He probably asks other offensive quarterbacks, what the hell are you? Same thing. It has the bomb on his fucking wrist. Theodore Lenore should get comeback player of the year. I think he's definitely in that race. Tashawn Gibson Jr., again, I'll say, playing the best football guy's ever played in his career. You talk about another fantastic move at adding a pretty decent veteran to a great defense. Look how valuable that is, man. You can't take away that value. It reminds me of the New York Yankees 96, 98, 99, 2000 when they had these guys who may not have been otherworldly, but guys who, to me, were otherworldly because what are the experts call them, blue collar, whatever the fuck. Paul O'Neill, Scott Brocious, fucking the Core Four, all those guys, man. Chad Curtis, all those guys who just do the thing. Look, that's what a Tashawn Gibson is. When you put him around with these other players, that's how valuable they are. Ayuk is always open. Yeah, it feels like that. He gets open easy. The D is overwhelming. As a quarterback. Oh, dude, that offense is a piss scared of us. You can see it, dude. You can see it. I don't care what anyone says. Bosa had 3 tackles. He had a quarterback hit. Ambry Thomas playing better. Playing better. Omenyahu playing better. Uh, Again, the talent is all there. I still want to see more out of Drake Jackson and Jordan Willis now that he's back. And let's face it, we still got more to see out of Ricky Armstead. Hopefully, he's healed up. Got interceptions from Gibson. Got an interception from Greenlaw. Ray McLeod. Two kickoff returns for 54 yards. 3 punt returns for 43 yards. He's averaging almost 15 yards per punt return. That's pretty damn valuable, especially that we play in a time when we don't talk about that shit no more. Okay? Robbie Gould 5 for 5 on extra points, and Mitch Wishnowsky 3 punts, 134 yards, 44.7 average, 1 inside the 20. Hey, look, he didn't have to do much again, because the offense was kicking ass left and right. So, but we've seen him help. They stopped moving in this. The Buccaneers look like I I didn't expect that. I mean, what was your game plan coming into this? I mean, on offense, I'm like, what? I think it was I forgot who. I think it was the great Tony Dungy who said that. I think the Buccaneers expected to kind of hurt the 49ers with the quick pass. Quick pass what? What quick pass? You couldn't even set up for that. Not even in garbage time. It looked like to me. They're terrible, dude. No wonder Brady is pissed. That team is definitely not the same. You will not see Todd Bowles as a head coach next year. You'll either see it goes to Byron Leftwich or somebody else. And I think Brady is out of Tampa Bay, still going to keep playing. The rumors are some people are saying that he's going to come to San Francisco. That's not going to happen. Let's talk about on the message of on the word of Brady. Let's go over to the Buccaneer stats. Brady was, let's see, 34-55, 253, averaging only 4.6 yards per throw. What does that tell you? 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Although we may have not have sacked him, we still beat his ass a lot. Go back and watch the game tape of how many times he got hit. He got hit. Not happy about Womack being out. Yes, very good point. I love Womack on special teams. I hate to lose guys like that, man. That sucks. That's another guy nobody's talking about. It's good that you bring that up. How valuable those guys are, like Slater on the Patriots. I love special teams players. It's guys like that. If you remember the great Steve Tasker on the Buffalo Bills, who was so valuable on special teams that they were so valuable for the team. He could be one of those guys for sure. Great point. Rashad White, 13 carries, 56 yards. I like the kid, young kid, but Buccaneers can't run the ball worth the shit. Fournette, not the same guy he was in Jacksonville. 4 carries, 13 yards. Chris Godwin, 5 catches, 54 yards, 10.8 yards per catch. Again, what I care about is the yak. Look at his yak. He can yakety yak. He didn't yak shit. Mike Evans, 4 catches, 44 yards, 11 per catch. No yak for you. Julio Jones, 5 catches, 38. Fournette, 6 catches, 33. Cade Otton, I like that kid. He's got some upside, and they need tight end play. 4 catches, 28 yards, and, the rest are all pretty much garbage time. On defense, they're supposedly supposed to be known for their defense. No, doubt it. They're definitely not the same defense. Obviously, they lost Vita Vea, which really hurts. They lost Nakamuto Sue. That combination together was good, especially with Jason Pierre-Paul, another guy they should not have lost because he could still play at his age. Womack is definitely special. They didn't get any sacks once again. And, just looking at them on paper, Logan Ryan, Keanu Neal, Carlton Davis, a very good defensive backfield. I thought we shredded that defensive backfield. Devin White's a great linebacker. Levante David's a pretty solid linebacker. Carl Nassib, didn't hear from him much. Akeem Hicks, didn't hear from him much. William Goldston, okay, pissed on that defense. That's about it. Go to game stats. I mean, this is like one of those, games that you wrap up in a pretty bow and you give the gift away. There's not too much you can say about this other than it is what it is, and you just caught an ass whipping. Team stats always gives us a lot of the information that, kind of solidify what we kind of saw on the screen. And again, first downs, our 24 to their 18. Rushing first downs, our 12 to their 4. That tells you a lot. Again, when we run the ball really well and we hold teams in rushing yards, we always fucking win. Yeah, Devin White wasn't even like a fucking, I'm telling you, dude, none of them were even, they were invisible. I couldn't believe it. Third down efficiency, we were 4 for 9 to their 4 for 16. Total plays, they're 74 to our 59. Total yards, our 404 to their 322. Total drives, both 11 apiece. Yards per play, our 6.8 to their 4.4. Passing yards, they're 253 to 195. A lot of those were in garbage time. Yards per pass, our 8.5 to their 4.6. Obviously, they threw 2 interceptions. Running the ball, this is the game. This is the game. Our 209 yards to their 69. That tells you everything. That's McCaffrey. That's Deebo. That's Mason. That's Purdy. The weapons just keep on coming, baby. You know, how do you want to do this? How do you want to do it? It's like a boxer that could knock you out with either hand. It's like what Roy Jones Jr. used to do. Switch up. I'll knock you out with either hand. On his TD run, much again. Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that. He that's what I noticed. I've been noticing that a lot in the NFL, dude. I don't know what it is. Sometimes, like, I feel like, why are these guys pulling up? You know, you do see that sometimes. I'm not trying to, like, throw shit at them, but I've seen that a couple times. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're afraid to get a late hit. I don't know. Or a penalty, something like that, whatever the case may be. On the issue of penalties, look, we had 2 for 15. They had 8 for 62. Every week, we're getting lower and lower with the penalties, which is a great thing. They turned the ball over 3 times. We turned it over once. And again, the most important factor is time of possession. Our 32 to their 27. Again, it's textbook. You outhold the team possession-wise. You utilize all the players like we do. You're not one play oriented like so many friggin' offenses are, man. You know, I think there was a stat the other night I was watching the Charger game that they calculated they throw the ball 80 times a game. Maybe that's the reason why you're a mediocre team. I mean, I love Austin Eckler. I think he's a talent ridiculously. He can go both ways. But you got to start to use a running game. This goes for the Chicago Bears. This goes for the Buffalo Bills. This goes for the Kansas City Chiefs. Can't run the ball, man. I like Pacheco, but you can't run the fucking ball. You got to be able to run the ball, and you got to be able to have a solid defense. We talked penalties weeks ago, and yes, they have made beautiful. Yeah, 100%. You could tell that these guys are dialed in, and that the coaching staff has done a phenomenal job. Again, they're hitting on all cylinders from all sides. There's nothing else that you could say about it. You know, again, unless you're not watching them, you wouldn't know. But we who are watching them know exactly what's going on. We know how good this team is. So let's talk Thursday night against the Seattle Seahawks. Once again, a game I'm not worried about whatsoever. I'm looking forward to seeing Danny Gray utilize more McLeod, utilize more Jennings. I want to see Jordan Mason get in there a lot more too. I want to see them pound the living shit out. I want to see Tevin Coleman more because he was activated last week. Jordan Mason, and I want to see, of course, Chris McCaffrey Jr. because the more they can spell McCaffrey and keep his legs fresh for the playoffs, the better. I mean, let's face it, we're playing we're playing. That's another thing. We're playing a win-all thing. We're playing an end-all, be-all because this is the same team primarily that's been together for 3 years. You know, and those Super Bowl windows start to close. Last year, we made the run to the NFC Championship game. Should have won it all because we lost to an overrated team. But there's no excuse this year. Now you got rebirth with a guy like Brock Purdy. You got rebirth with McCaffrey Jr. and Jordan Mason. You got rebirth with Jennings. You got rebirth with the way, Ross Dwelly and Tyler Croft are playing, just blocking the ball. You got rebirth with this offensive line and guys who are stepping in to do damage. That defensive backfield, the linebackers, the defensive front. I mean, no Javon Kinlaw, a limited Arik Armstead. We lost Kevin Givens. I hope he comes back. I mean, this is a rebirth, man. This is a shot. Again, another good shot, especially in a season where we had lost some key defensive players. DJ Jones, Arden Key, but hey, these guys have filled in wonderfully for them. Mason and Coleman, this should be their show. Yeah, it definitely should be. I like them both. Coleman is still solid, dude. All I can think about is Ryan's leaving. Ryan, who are you talking about? Which Ryan are we talking about here? I'm not sure who you mean there. Oh, D'Amico Ryan. Yeah, I don't want to. I know. I think it's inevitable, bro. I think it's inevitable. He's going to get a head coaching job. I mean, well deserved by far. Big shot to Gray Jennings on short beaters. Purdy is bold but smart. Yeah, man, he definitely is. Again, Purdy. Look, from what I saw last week, the kid's got balls. He's not looking to be a game manager. He's looking to, throw that ball up top if he has to. I love that. I mean, I think that's something that we were starting to see out of Jimmy G a lot more this season, but I would have liked to have seen it more. But who knows what the future holds? It could be the Brock Purdy show from here on out. You never know. But one thing at a time. But Seattle's not going to be a walk in the park. I don't know if Kenneth Walker's playing. He's having a really good rookie season. I think he's questionable. Obviously, Lockett and Metcalf Jr. Geno Smith's played well, but we pissed on him when we played against them. Their defense, they don't scare me too much, but Jordan Brooks is a hell of a linebacker. And, of course, Pete Carroll's a hell of a head coach. This game, he will see more drop back coverage. Yeah, I think so. Well, Geno is a scrambler, but not as much as he used to be. I think that was where in his early days when he was trying to find himself. I remember watching a lot of him here in New York, and you couldn't really differentiate: is he going to scramble a ball, or is he going to sit back and throw? And listen, the kid's dialed into something and got into a system. I mean, he's backed up Russell Wilson for all these years, so obviously that has a lot to do with it. And the kid's had a hell of a year, man. I think he's definitely top candidate for comeback player of the year. Nobody would have picked him to be as good as he is. But listen, he's playing against a defense that is just there are times in life where things are just starting to click like dominoes. It kind of reminds me of, like I said, the Yankees in yesteryear in their heyday. It reminds me of the great three-peat Los Angeles Lakers when it was Shaq and Kobe and Rick Fox and Brian Shaw and Derek Fisher and Phil Jackson. Dominoes start falling, man. Everything starts happening at once, and there's no way you can stop it. I mean, from the ass whippings that we've been putting on people to the shutout to what we've been limiting offenses to is scary. No one picked this team to do that. Go back to the start of the season. A lot of these so-called experts didn't have us where we thought we would be, but look how things work themselves out, man. I mean, again, there's not a team in this league that I think is playing as well as we are on both sides of the ball. Well, then you're a damn good man, Pinhead. I'm from the Showtime Lakers. My favorite player of all time was James Worthy. Him and Ronnie Lott have my number, 42. Well, I had their number. That's my favorite number. I wanted to talk about something else because I see it in my post. Somebody was talking shit about Mike McGlinchey. Listen, the Gold Diggers, man, this is Mike McGlinchey's best season. I know he's got a lot to prove. I know he's a much better run blocker than he is as a pass blocker sometimes, but McGlinchey's playing pretty damn good. So I don't know what all the negativity and the shade thrown at him is so much. Dude, those are the heydays. If they played in today's NBA, they'd piss on everybody. I don't know why people are down on McGlinchey, man. I like what I see from him. Again, I think he's playing his best football. And obviously, after last year's catastrophic injury, he had to really show up this year. I think he's done that. I mean, look at the run game for us. Look how many sacks these guys have given up individually. Yeah, he did. He started slow, dude. He started slow. I agree with you. Listen, I'm critical of him. I'm objective. I call him out sometimes. I think it was in the Kansas City game. I was on his ass because Chris Jones was just penetrating the shit on through and just raping us. It was somebody else, too, early on in the season. Forgot who else was giving him some shit. But now I like what I see from him. So I don't know what all this hate is about. I don't know why no one's talking about this offensive line. I don't know what it's going to have to take. But watch, lo and behold, when we win the chip, they're going to go back and say, well, the offensive line only gave up so and so many sacks. Have you not seen them also run block this season? I mean, Is there a reason why all 5 of those guys shouldn't be all pros? They've given up the least amount of sacks, or one of the teams that have given up the least amount of sacks in football. Look at the run game that these guys have generated or helped generate. The protection that they had built up against around quarterbacks. What else do you have to do to be in the fucking conversation? That's the conversation they need to be having. But it's not happening. So, the Deebo injury sucks. Thank God it's nothing too catastrophic. I was worried there the other night. I thought for the worst. I really thought, God forbid, it could have been an ACL or maybe a patella tendon the way he was holding the knee, or God forbid, an Achilles the way he got rolled up. But thank God it's not. Nothing too catastrophic. I mean, look, Deebo's just one of those guys that I think makes the offense tick. He's so valuable, which brings me to Jerry Rice's tweet or post to management, to coaching: stop running our best player up the middle. Listen to the GOAT. Listen to number 80. He knows. Um, you know, um, listen to Jerry Rice. I love when I see Jerry Rice at the games. It's great. I love when I hear Steve Young commentating after the fact, because he's so knowledgeable, and a lot of all the shit he says always kind of comes through. Two of my favorite players of all time, right there. But look, we're in a good place, man. We all cylinders are kicking. We're rolling. Seattle, got to play Arizona again. That's a win. Who else we got? We got. Do we play Houston? I think we play Houston, and I think we play Minnesota. Um, I don't know what else we got to do to be in the conversation with these rankings. Okay. Someone before told me to calm down because we lost to the Broncos. Listen, pal. All due respect, we should be 11-2. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but uh, I don't. Come on, man. What else? If you're a fan of this team, I appreciate you being objective, but be realistic. Who else do you see that's playing as good as we are? There's nobody else. I said the Chiefs before, but I don't know who else can give us in the West. There's nobody, man. So I don't know why people are going that route. Yeah, I think we can definitely steal the 2 seed. I'll feel good with that, without a doubt. Hey, look, like I said, I'm waiting for Philadelphia's the other shoe to fall off. You never know what happens. Maybe they drop 3 games. It's happened. It's happened before. You never know what happens. Maybe an injury happens. I mean, hey, stranger things have happened. But either way, it's not going to derail us. I think we're too tuned in, man. And when you get a team that's like that, you're very deadly. They're very deadly. So, look, man, I just love this Purdy kid. I felt there was something special about him coming out. Looking at some of the tape on him, I was so happy to see him get some play even in garbage time, and then just get in there and absolutely kick ass. I mean, it's just so good, man, to see it happen. For an organization that has had a lot of quarterbacks that may have not have had the spotlight on him at first, but came through in the end. I think it's so valuable. How quick people would just so that's a good one. The NFC should fall. Oh yeah, without a doubt, it's ours. How quick people forget, like Joe Montana being drafted in the 3rd round, or Tom Brady being drafted in the 6th round, or so many other guys being drafted late. It amazes me how quick these experts forget that just because you're the last pick of the NFL draft, that doesn't mean anything. And just because you don't get drafted doesn't mean anything. I mean, we've seen so many guys who never got a chance. Look at Kurt Warner. Look at Jeff Garcia. Two of the greatest, in my opinion, two of the greatest stories in all of football. What they were able to do with their careers. So, we can't ever go by that. And at the same time, you can't always go by who comes out as a 1st-round draft pick, because that's not always. I mean, look, what we saw out of Trey Lance, what we're seeing out of Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence has gotten a lot better, as has Justin Fields. What we saw out of Sam Darnell, Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield. You never know, man. You never know. You could build these guys up all you want, but shit plays out the way shit plays out. So, You can't cast anyone away or take focus off people. Exactly. The draft means nothing. The man is right. Doesn't mean shit at all. And this is an organization who has done damage at selecting players strategically in later rounds who've done. I mean, look at some of the great 49ers. Look at Lee Woodall. Look at Jeff Ulbrich. Look what he's doing now in New York. So many guys, man. On and on the names go. Uh, I agree with you. Hence, why Alex Smith, early on in his career, they were yo-yoing him with different head coaches and offensive play calling. And then eventually, he fell into a good situation with rhythm. But look at Terrell Owens. Perfect example, man. So I never go by that. I never go by any of that, man. But I just this is I think look, I think this is a better team than last year. I think this is a better team than 3 years ago when we made our Super Bowl run. And I don't think anyone's going to stop us. And there's no reason why we shouldn't win out. When we win out this season, it's going to be scary, man. It's going to be scary with all these weapons, especially when we start to get guys back. It's going to be even scarier. So great win Sunday. Another one coming Thursday. I'd love to see a nice pace thing Thursday night. I don't think the layover is going to mean anything from Sunday. I think this team is just too amped up. I love that picture of Shanahan talking to Purdy in the locker room after the game. I thought that was a thing of beauty in years to come. I think it will go down as one of those real memorable photos. Purdy shows that he has the hunger and drive. D-line getting thin. It is getting thin, man. That worries me. Any word on Givens at all? Anyone know what the status is there? Hopefully we get Hassan Ridgeway back Sunday. Yeah, very Joan Walsh is right. Agreed. Um, yeah, I think Shanny said was supposed to get Javon Kinlaw back week 16, if that means anything. Yeah, I haven't heard about him too. I don't know. I hope that injury wasn't too serious, man. But Ty McGill stepped in nice too. Another guy done pretty solid, but I'm not worried, man. Like I said, I think all things are working out wonderfully, and I can't wait to see how the rest of the season goes on. So let's keep our eyes out to see for the injury report. I know Purdy was limited yesterday. He had the oblique strain. Obviously, Deebo won't be back. They say for 2 to 3. Elijah Mitchell, we probably won't get back to the playoffs, but I think Arik Armstead is questionable. Yeah, seeing his dad in tears was sad, man. That's great. I'm so happy that his parents got to see that. What a joy that must be for your boy who was considered to be this Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah, dude, he's got some tools. What a great Halloween costume it's gonna make this year. Pick 262, Mr. Irrelevant. We're all gonna be wearing it. You know it. But I really appreciate you guys being on the page, commenting on the page, following the page, being on the live feed. Please always feel free to hit me up with any questions, comments, or whatever. And listen, man, red and gold raining terror all over the NFL, man. Putting the NFL on notice. So the Pigeons are Thursday night. This should be fun. And on this train goes, right? All right, all. Ninernut is out. Peace.